Hey everybody, this is Nick, and I have a interesting thing. This is for the premium members. Um, for Tuesdays, I believe it's Tuesday's class or meeting. We're going to be talking about images, how to create the images, and then images to video. And so, based on what we've learned so far, especially from RB's little exercise there, we learned about how to feed the ChatGPT, how to feed it a series of PDFs that kind of highlighted the script, highlighted the character profiles, or created character profiles, and then we just told it to create scenes, right, or to create images from those scenes. Now you might have jumped ahead and did that. That's great. That's fine if you've done that because we're really close to this second week, and the second week is really critical because it's going to be a lot happening, and I really want you guys to get this down. So we can still try that method. It's still going to be able to work, but I wanted to show you something that I just created. I built another gem. This gem is only for premium members because it is a higher level gem, and most people will not be able to. I mean, most people will probably be able to do it, but I wanted to create it just for the premium members because we have a chance to talk about it. This is a book that I did, about 2022 or 2023, and it's illustrated by me. I went all out on this book. I hired a proofreader or an editor. I, um, I hired 2 illustrators, one to help me with consistency concept. I don't know why it's going over there. Come back over here. Um, and also I created this one, I have this one beautiful illustration or 2 beautiful illustrations in here from an artist that I got on Fiverr. If you can see that. It's a little different from my normal style, but I just fell in love with it. But unfortunately, in order to get him to do the entire book, it was gonna be like $3,000. And so I decided, well, I could probably do a lot of this by myself, and I did most of it in Procreate, and it's a really cool book, and it's a great story. And so now, when I was looking at it, I found it online, and I was thinking about it. I really haven't done anything with it. I really haven't animated it yet, and so I thought, why not try to animate it? I created one scene on Grok, and I will show you that a little bit later. But for this one, what's interesting is I decided to try my hand at creating a gem. And this gem I actually found online and I modified it. So it is a pre-existing gem, but I had to modify it in order for it to work for us. So I'm going to show you that right now. And I want to make sure I got the right one here. Hold on a second. Is this the right one? I think it is. Yeah. So this is the right one. And so this gem is called Storytelling and Character Design Architect. So it's kind of a combination, something a little bit different than we normally do. We normally have just one thing. This is a combination. So let's take a look at it. And it's really interesting. And the reason why I wanted to share it with you is that you can see the natural progression. And so here it is. I have, it starts out and I need, so when you start this, and you will all get this, by the way. When you start out, you'll be asked like a preview window, and it'll ask you number of characters, story concept, genre, tone, visual style, length, and setting. Now, for us, we're doing a 20-minute animation, but if you want to just try it out first, I chose a 3-minute um, animation, and I have 2 characters, a dog and his red ball. The story concept is love above all else. Children's book theme, 3D, 3-minute living room is the start of the scene. Now, I could have added another scene, but I didn't. I just chose living room as one scene because 3 minutes is not much of a to have an additional scene. So what it did right away is it told me the actually wrote the story for me. I didn't give it any type of information other than what I gave it those few words. But it was able to create a little story here. Um, ag- so external struggle against the unreachable. The dog's beloved red ball has rolled into the impossible to reach crevice under a heavy oak cabinet, forcing the dog to choose between giving up or using every ounce of his wit and devotion to reclaim his prize. Now, I thought of this as I wanted the ball to um, have its own character. Basically, it's a character, and so now here it's talking about the stylized setting. It's warm and golden, mimicking a late afternoon magic hour, spilling through living room windows. The atmosphere is cozy and oversized, making the room like a vast playground. What's really interesting I've noticed is that if you look at the background really closely, it looks almost like, I guess you'd say it almost looks like Pixar once we get into that. So it went through and it created the entire. So here it's got the character design profiles, which I love. And we can feed it that, I would imagine. I'm going to test this out a little bit more over the next couple days before I give this to you. But it built this for me based on what I told it. I just told it was a dog, but it built this visual DNA for us. Now, I didn't give it any information except for a dog. So this is creating it for me. Um, and then character two is the ball, a little bit of information about it, which was really interesting. So then I went ahead and says, "Would you like to draft a 3 minute storyboard script?" And I said, "Yes." And so it did this, which I love, the timeline, um, 0 to 1 minute. And this is, and what I love about this too is it tells you the hook. What's the hook? Um, the ball is basically rolling away, right? It's rolling away or bouncing away, I guess you'd say. You have the introduction, the incident, the reveal. I love this. The struggle, act two. So we have the golden hour. Act two is the struggle, right? We talk about the hero's journey, and that's challenge after challenge after challenge. And here's the attempt one, attempt two, and the lowest point where obviously there's got to be a low point so that the character can rise above that. So this is really interesting. It's really cute. It's a minute 15 seconds in Act two, and then only 45 seconds in Act three. The triumph, where the ball and the dog get reunited. Now I threw a little curveball in here. I already had my characters. I had Max and Nikki. And Max is my first dog that I've ever owned, and he is passed away. Sorry about that. He's passed away since, so I have honored him with this book. And so I said, I'm going to change the name of Barnaby to Max, and the ball's name is Nikki. And then I gave him the pictures. So that gave them now something to hold on to. Now we can do the same thing. We can use RB's character pictures if we want, or if we want to create our own pictures. We'll be doing that again in class. I hope you all will attend class because that's going to be a really big one. All right, and then we go into this, and it starts changing the story a little bit to include Max and Nikki instead of the other characters. So here we have the character design profiles. We have a little bit more information so that they can um, make it more to our liking. And so I don't know. I have Nikki with a face. I don't know if the original character was going to have a face or if it's just going to be a ball. Um, so I guess it might have changed things. I guess we'll never know unless they do this again. Um, and so this is the same thing, right? It's timed out. Here's our first thing. asked to draw it. So, "Would you like me to generate a 3D style reference image of Max and Nikki together?" And so now look at this beautiful golden hour. Um, it has, the late sun shining through. It's almost kind of got this dusty feel inside, and then also it has, I love the ball here. The ball came out really well, and then it's my character to a T, really. It's almost identical. If you look at the it's a little bit different. It's a little bit better, actually. If you look at mine, I don't know if you can see that, but that's my character. He looks actually a lot better drawn here in three-dimensional. Now, what's really interesting, and you'll see later on, is that there is a little consistency problem where the dog starts turning into a fluffier dog. But I love this image, and I hope I download it. If not, I'm gonna download it right now. And so then we go in and I said, "Okay, I loved it." Created another one. I didn't even ask it to do anything, but it's got this kind of it almost looks real, doesn't it? If you look closer, I don't know if I can get closer. Look at the carpet. The carpet looks almost real. That fluffy thing looks real. The table looks real, and the only thing that's not real looking is this two-dimensional dog. And but I still love it because the way the light comes in and shines on him, it's a really cool scene. In fact, I think what would be really interesting is to use that picture to draw or draw to sketch in Grok. There's a couple scenes where they remove the ball, and if I could put another ball in there, it might be really fun to see how that interacts with that scene. So there he is again, and look at it's got great. It says, I said, "Can you create?" I said, "Can you create scene for all of the scenes? Can you create?" I should have said, "Can you create pictures for all the scenes?" But here they are, and then he gets the ball starts turning kind of I don't know, kind of weird looking, and but I love this font. The font looks really cool, and these are like the dust bunnies down here. And I asked if he could keep them separated, but I didn't understand what that meant and just changed it slightly. So if you look at the ball here, he's kind of, I don't know if he's happy, he's kind of deranged looking. And then here he's worried. But it's okay, I can pull those out. And then I asked if could it do the same thing for my cover. That's my cover without Max. Um, but it failed. It just didn't know what to do. So it didn't do that very well. It gave me this though, which is really good. I like it a lot. I think it's really, really cool the way that everything kind of came out here. And then I fed it some more different pictures, and this is where it kind of turned a little weird on us. It just mimicked the exact same thing, but then it just put the dog in a couple different poses. But my picture is almost identical. And then it got really weird. It didn't match him at all. So then I said, "Can you turn the 3-minute storyboard script into a series of prompts?" And this was great because if you looked at everything prior to this, it just broke down the acts right into little beats. Didn't say anything about prompts. And so then I see if you look at it, all these are now prompts. The great thing about this though, and this kind of goes in ties in with what RB was doing, I never used the prompt again. I just said, "Will you print scene 3, scene 4, scene 5?" And you'll see that here where I say, it says, "Would you like me to generate the first action launch scene using these specific prompt parameters?" And I said, "Yes." And so that's the first scene. And I guess oh, I thought that was a not a surfboard, but I didn't know what that was at first. Now I can see it's a remote control. So there he is flying into the air. Kind of cute. And then this one, he looks like Thomas the Tank. But I love the dog underneath. Look how cute he is. He's like got this scary look on his face. But look at the wood grain. It looks almost real. It's really quite strange. And then this ball does not look like a ball anymore. Um, and then look at that shot. It's just a perfect shot. The only thing that's weird is they got this fisheye lens now where it kind of masks out the outer edge, and the ball looks kind of weird again. But I love that scene, and then I asked it to change the can you make the ball cuter? It made it more feminine looking. This is really cute. The dust bunnies, he sneezes. But see what happened here? You can kinda slowly see that he's turning now into more of a see, if we go from this two-dimensional, it's 2D, but 3D in a way because it's got that shading, and then all of a sudden now it's turned into a regular dog and more lifelike, I guess you'd say, and lifelike. But then this one, really, you can see the fur up close. See? There you can see the fur, whereas before he had no fur. It was all two-dimensional. So there is some consistency problems, so I might have to write that in to the instructions. And here he's getting kind of weird with the big arms and big hands. And then he started drawing arms and legs in the ball, which made no sense. And I had to change that. And see, and then I had to remove the arms and legs. And here, when I said remove the arms and legs, it just removed it altogether. So I got to put him back in. Same with this one. It took that one out of that picture. And this one, again, the ball looks kind of strange, but the picture is cute as heck. And then I said, can you make him a little fluffier looking? Scene one, because scene one is way back here. Scene one is way back here. I said, can you make him fluffier? What did it do? It gave me a totally brand new dog, which made no sense. And I said, no, I want him to look like this. And then finally, this is where we ended up towards the end. So, see, when I said remove the ball in the dog's head, it removed the entire ball. And so that's where I came to. And I started thinking about it. I said, if I can perfect this so it just gets a little bit better in consistency, we could use this to create, I mean, what I could do, and I'm going to test this probably on Monday morning before our meeting on Tuesday. I'm going to feed it the script of Velveteen Rabbit and not RB's second PDF because that's going to conflict with this. But I'm curious to see what's going to happen. But what do you guys think? I think it's something that's really fun. It's something that we can do. And I remember there's going to be 2 more of these GPTs or gems, as they call them on Gemini, that are going to be giving you lots and lots of controls, control over your characters and over the scenes. And I can't wait to start animating these because these are going to be really fun. Let's go over to Grok really quickly before I even did these gems. I can show you what I did over on Grok. So this is really cute. This is, let's see if I can find that. I have to go to Grok. Yeah. So this is the final. This is this is actually from the book. It's a scene. I can't remember this gentleman's name. He's a tremendous illustrator. He's got this really cool look. And I modified it. I went and modified a lot of this stuff in Procreate, which is great. Being an illustrator, this is not my style, but I was able to still go in and fix some things and move some things around. And that's what I did. So let's just play this. Oh, sorry. It's going to generate. That's the second one. What do you think? You can't hear it. Oh, there's the video. The thing's over here. It's cute, but the problem is he's running right over that table. I think they think it's a curt. I don't think that it looks like a table. Sorry, that see, they didn't. To us, to me, that's a table, but to them, it's not a table. And the funny thing too, if you look at it real closely, the shadow follows him, which I think is brilliant, right? Let's watch it again. The shadow's following him, which is fantastic. Let's see what the third one did for us. Wow, that's a lot faster. And there's no, oh, wow. But there's 2 doors. So there's 2 doors. That's Grok. That's Grok without anything, without any information other than the image, um, of that. So I'm curious now, if I were to go back, again, I love playing around, and you can see the 2 little things. If I were to go back here, if I were to go back here and, do the sketch, I'm just curious, and then I bring in that scene. Hopefully I can see it now. Let's see what I did with that. Um, it's this one. So if I were to get this one and then take a red ball, make it a little bit bigger, and, um, let's say it was here. I don't know, maybe here. It's not perfectly round. And then we would get some eyes. This is really bad. That's I love what this program. You can have the simplest designs, right? And you can make it work for you. Let's see what happens. So that's that. And now if I say make a video, see what happens. So what do you guys think? Is this gonna be a fun class? These are my own images, and I had no intention of turning this into a tutorial, but when I came into creating it, I thought, "Oh, we could really use this for Velveteen Rabbit." So I think I'll do one more of these videos for you to check out for week 2, and we'll see if we can make it work for Velveteen Rabbit. It's gonna be really interesting. We have
Whoa, what's the hurry?
Woof, gotta run!
Hey, wait up! Can't stop now!
Silly dog.
Whoa, what's the hurry?
Woof, gotta run!
Hey, wait up! Can't stop
that is
now!
weird.
Silly dog.
Whoa, what's the hurry?
So he's totally changed my character. I think you'd have to go back and tell it, I don't know. I don't know what to say to this one. This one I don't like at all. I get rid of it altogether, but so look at the difference. One's really cute, the other one's kind of, like, obnoxious in a way. And then the ball, again, it's got arms and legs. I don't understand that. Why the arms and legs? I don't get that. All right, well, that's it for tonight. I'm going to, do another one of these on Monday, and, I hope that you guys will, um, have fun with everything. It's a blast, really. I really enjoy it, and, I hope you got something on it tonight. I'm gonna post that in class probably, by the end of class Tuesday because I wanna go over it with you guys first. Okay? All right, I'll see you. Good night.